Good afternoon. This is Mrs. Davis, and today we are going to discuss the purpose, reasoning, instructions, and expectations for the flipped classroom. What is the flipped classroom? The flipped classroom inverts traditional teaching methods, delivering instruction online outside of class and moving homework into the classroom. What a flipped classroom model does: students watch lectures at home at their own pace, communicating with peers and teachers via online discussions, and then concept engagement takes place in the classroom with the help of the instructor. So how can students watch the videos? One way is online at home through YouTube, on a computer, or any internet-capable mobile device like a cell phone. Online at school through SchoolTube or Screencast. Or you can get videos for chapters on a flash drive and watch on home computer, or upload it to iTunes to put on your iPod. The inversion of a flipped classroom. In the traditional classroom, the teacher's role is to sage on the stage. They sit in front of the class and lecture to the students while the students take notes, and then students do the practice problems at home as homework. In the flipped classroom model, the teacher's role is to guide on the side. The students learn the concepts through the videos as homework, and then in class they do activities to go deeper into the concepts and learn how to think critically. So what will we do in class? In class, we'll do several different things throughout the school year. There'll be a review of important video concepts. We'll have oral questioning of important concepts, sharing of questions that came up from video, and discussion about concepts. You'll be working on independent vocabulary, grammar, and reading activities. You will work collaboratively on activities and/or projects to reinforce concepts. You will do enrichment activities with rigor to dive deeper into concepts, and you'll take short quizzes on concepts learned in previous days. This is just a quote from Brute Umstead. It's about changing instructional models so that students can receive more instructional support in the classroom from the experts that Clintondale has on staff. That was a quote from someone who was doing a flipped classroom. So, in the flipped classroom, teachers support students in class. Students who might not have technology or parents to help them outside of school now have teachers guiding them in class. Students don't get as frustrated. Before, many students wouldn't complete homework if they got frustrated with it. Working on problems in class minimizes this problem. Students receive instant feedback. Teachers have more time to help students and explain difficult concepts. Teachers revisit concepts students don't understand. After students watch lessons, they write down any questions they have, and teachers will review those questions with students individually in class. So what are the requirements for you to watch these videos? While you're watching a video at home, you will be required to do a whisk. That is part of the homework assignment as well. The first piece of that is to watch the video. As you're watching the video, you are to take 2-column notes, and then highlight any main ideas in your notes and add anything extra, and don't leave anything out. The next piece is to write a summary in your own words in your ELA notebook. One of two options, depending on the video, you could write about are: 1, talk in detail about the most important parts of the video and how you can relate to the concepts. Give examples of concepts that you have experienced. Or 2, answer key questions provided in detail. Students will be asked to be ready to discuss their summaries and their answers in class. They must be able to write it in a way that they could explain it to someone else. The last piece of the whisk is, under your summary, you are to write a hot question, a higher order thinking question. It can be a question about a concept if you are confused, a question about something that was explained in the lesson that you don't know the answer to. If you understood everything, what is an important question that you would need to know the answer to after watching the video? Those are all examples of types of questions you could ask. And the last piece is verification. If needed, students that are on homework check, if they haven't been getting their homework done, parents will sign the bottom of the whisk verifying that the student watched the video and wrote their summary and question. Couple reminders as we move forward with the flipped classroom this year. Make sure that when you're watching a video, you pause the video if I go too fast. Sometimes when you're taking notes, it's hard to copy down everything that's said. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to summarize in your own words what was said. But if I'm going too fast, pause the video so you can copy down whatever notes you need, and then you can play it whenever you're ready to move on. The next reminder is rewind the video if you need to hear me again. Sometimes the first time we hear something, it's difficult to comprehend. So if you don't understand it the first time, you can always rewind and go back to the parts that you don't comprehend. The next reminder is turn off your phone unless you're watching the video on your phone. Oftentimes you'll be in the middle of a video and you'll get a text message or a phone call and then it'll distract you. So turn off your phone and it'll be a lot easier for you to concentrate. The next thing is if you're watching the video on a computer, close Facebook, email, and other internet windows. Again, you'll get distracted if you have these things open and it'll take a lot longer to finish your homework. The next thing that is really important is if you have headphones, wear headphones to limit distractions. If you're at home and you have a little brother or sister, maybe they come in the room and they need something, if you have your headphones in, you're going to be able to concentrate and you won't have the noise distraction. Or if someone is in the living room with you while you're watching the video and maybe they turn on the TV, if you have your headphones in, then that television is not going to distract you. So wearing headphones to limit distractions is really important. Don't watch in the school library unless you have to. Arrange with me a time to come into my room for a less distracting environment. Watch by yourself and not with friends, so you can go at your own individual pace without pressure from others. This is really important because all of us learn at a different pace. So if you're watching by yourself, you can go at your own speed. If you watch it with friends, you may feel like you need to go faster if they understand a concept sooner than you do. So what happens if my internet breaks down at night and I thought it was working? Well, come in the morning early with a flash drive and you'll watch the video in my classroom in the morning and get the videos for the rest of the unit on your flash drive. What happens if I'm absent? You still must keep up with the videos that your classmates are watching and come prepared with the notes when you return. You must make up the learning space activities on your own within the next day, coming in for tutoring if you need further explanation from the video. What happens if I did not watch the video before class time for whatever reason? Inform Mrs. Davis immediately upon entering the classroom. If computers are available, you will watch the video in class and you will have to complete the learning space activities and the new video at home that night. You will lose out on the opportunity to ask questions about the video, to work with your classmates, and to get my individual attention. You will also receive late credit for the assignment. What happens if I did not complete my whisk, or just the summary or question parts of my homework? You must complete it before joining class that day, and will receive late credit for that assignment. Next, we're going to review the research, theory, and background information on a flipped classroom. The theoretical framework of a flipped classroom is educational technology and activity learning are two key components of the flipped classroom model. They both influence student learning environments in fundamental ways. How did it come to be? Many factors influence the creation and adaptation of the flipped classroom model. However, two specific innovators played a key role. Teachers Jonathan Bergman and Aaron Sams at Woodland Park High School in Woodland Park, Colorado discovered software to record PowerPoint presentations. They recorded and posted their live lectures online for students who missed class. Bergman and Sams were asked to speak to teachers around the country about their methods, and teachers began using online videos and video podcasts to teach students outside class, reserving class time for collaborative work and concept mastery exercises. The online lectures started spreading. What's driving it? Two key factors are driving increased adaptation of the flipped classroom model. Poor learning outcomes. The traditional one-size-fits-all model of education often results in limited concept engagement and severe consequences. Only 69% of students who start high school finish 4 years later. An average of 77,200 students drop out of high school each day, totaling 1.3 million a year. The availability of online video and increasing student access to technology has paved the way for the flipped classroom model. Adults who have viewed an online educational video in 2007, 15% of internet users had, but by 2010, 30% of internet users had viewed an online educational video. There are many avenues of educational videos today, and one of them is Khan Academy, which has over 2,400 online video lessons covering topics from arithmetic to physics, from finance to history. So what it looks like. Many schools and classrooms have adopted the flipped classroom model. Here we look at Clintondale High School near Detroit, which has employed the flipped classroom model to great success. How it worked. Teachers created 3 videos a week. Students watched the 5 to 7 minute videos at home or in school if they didn't have internet access at home. Class time was spent doing labs or interactive activities to illustrate concepts. Before the flip, 50% of freshmen failed English and 44% of freshmen failed math. 736 discipline cases in one semester. After the flip, only 19% of freshmen failed English and only 13% of freshmen failed math. That's only 249 discipline cases in one semester. The references for today's Prezi were from the Flipped Classroom infographic, originally from this website. So let me know if you have any questions about the Flipped Classroom. I am really looking forward to getting started with it this year, and I have a feeling that you guys are going to love it.